A huge shout out to the overthinkers.
An overthinker. He watches the show.
To the overthinkers, shout out my fair too.
All about faith to this is Parker, yeah. Thank you, overthinkers.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
Shout out to the overthinkers. Thando kuphela. Much love.
To my overthinkers, mamela ubuchopho ngeke buphume buyakhula nizinja nikhokho yazini as overthink siya overachieve.
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one. I've stolen it.
Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mokwena. I am your host. This is the place where we can talk football, local football, and have our own chats as people who support football. And it's not always it doesn't always have to be conversations that are led by analysts, former players, coaches and people like that. Sometimes we need a space where we can speak about these things as freely as we can, and this is the place where we do it. The show is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. and then Fridays at 12:30 for my esteemed overthinkers. Yeah, the guys who contribute towards the show, they get their own one on Fridays where they can speak. It is a very interactive show. So if you're watching me on YouTube, right? If you're watching me on YouTube, firstly, subscribe, please. Click subscribe, just do it right now. And then secondly, you have to join me on TikTok. You have to join me on TikTok. Sorry, follow me. And then there'll come a time where I'm going to say I'm opening up the lines, and you'll be able to jump in and add your voice to the show live. But remember, you have to be following me. It's been a while, guys. I'm sorry. I have been dead. I have been dead. I'm suffering from a very bad flu, so I couldn't jump in over the past few days. But I thought, you know what? Let me jump in. Some breaking news. We have some breaking news for those who are new to the show. This guy is very close to my heart. This guy is very close to my heart. I even have a framed picture of Coach Pitso. Coach Pitso has announced finally that he's not going to be staying at APA. The contract was basically that he needed to save them from relegation. The team has gotten relegation. They lost it by 1 point. So Coach Pitso is currently a free agent. This is what he had to say. Speaking to the media in Saudi Arabia, Mosimane admitted it was a high-risk job. He also mentioned that his contract with APA is now over. It was difficult times for us when we played the match under pressure. And I'm sad of the situation we're in, but this is football. We must accept everything, and even though we scored first, we were not able to win, and we got a penalty kick and missed it. I took a risk and came to a team at the bottom of the league, and I know that is a difficult task, but I had hoped that we'd get out of the danger zone 3 times, and my contract with APA expires today. Okay, so before I open up, you know, I love Coach Pitso, but you have to question these decisions that he's made of late. You have to question what it does to his reputation. You have to question what it does to his prospects. Where do you go from here? He's gone from being a Champions League winning coach, 3 times Champions League winning coach. He's gone from winning multiple league titles in South Africa. I believe he won 1 in Egypt, if I'm not mistaken. He was a very well-decorated coach and probably the best in Africa, right? Then he goes to Ittihad. Is it Ittihad? Al Hilal, sorry. Just check there for me, guys. It's Al Ittihad or Al Hilal, one of those. Takes it from Al Ahly, sorry, yeah. Goes to Al Ahly, takes them from the first division, goes to go coach in the first division, that side. Right, in the NFD, in the Mvela, that side. Brings the team up. They fire him immediately. I don't know if that is a stain on his career. He goes to the UAE, Al-Wada, stays there for a bit, gets fired. I don't know what that does to his career, or leaves. I don't know what that does to his career. He goes to this team, APA, tries to save them from relegation, takes them to within a point. Contract is not renewed. It was a 4-month contract. What does that mean for a coach's reputation going forward? And if he's only really loved like that in SA, where does he go from here? Is it time maybe that Coach Pitso sits down and says, you know what, let me go back to SA, I'll retire somewhere where I'm loved, and I'll just carry on coaching that side. The Nigerian job has been filled. He could have taken that one, didn't quite take it. There have been talks about Chiefs for a very long time. He's been circling that one. He's made some comments about, you know, money and things like that. Where does Coach Pitso go from now? And does this hurt him? When he first announced that he was going into the Middle Eastern bloc, or that side, the Gulf, he said that, well, the idea was that he was going to go there and he was going to work his way in with some of these owners that own teams elsewhere, and they would be the ones that maybe push for him to go to the other teams and go play there. But really, it looks like it's been another closed door. And another question that you ask is, why is a coach like Coach Pitso not wanted like this? Not taken seriously? We had an argument, a discussion in the group about Vincent Kompany, who is rumored to be taking the Bayern Munich job. And we were comparing them. And it was so sad to hear, not necessarily, it was so sad to hear everything wrong with Coach Pitso, but we didn't quite touch on what's right, and we didn't quite touch on why he's not in there. And I think Coach Pitso is a cautionary tale for us to just say that, hey, hi guys, maybe Europe doesn't want us. Maybe a CAF Pro license means nothing. He's one of, 3 holders of a CAF Pro license. Maybe it means nothing. Maybe for Africans, you're not going to be able to break into Europe that easily. But anyway, guys, let me open up so we can have a discussion about this here topic. Coach Pitso Mosimane has left his team over there in Saudi as they had been relegated. He signed a 4-month short-term contract, basically with a clause that says that he needs to save them. He needs to save them. Guys, it's open. Please feel free to request. Bottom of your screen, there's a button that says multi-guest. Click on that button. It's got a blue figure hugging a pink figure. Click on it, request, I let you in, and we can have a conversation about this here topic. Let me read some of the comments while I wait for some people to jump on. Let's see. Smawonke, welcome. Tutu, welcome. Alejandro says, imagine if Jingles joins Amakosi. It's okay to dream at least. Alson Tabi, welcome. Let's see. Good evening, my brother. Do you think Sir Jingles will come back and coach in SA? Maribu, I'm not sure. I don't know if he wants to. I think, in my eyes, he's probably going to go for a national team job before he comes back to SA. But it depends on what his situation is like. Pella, he's got a staff of 8, and it had gone up to 10 that you hire when you hire Coach Pitso. So I think the most viable options for him is probably a national team job. Would he come back to South Africa? I don't think there's anything stopping him. But I think the situation has to be right. And for everybody saying Kaizer Chiefs, I don't know if Kaizer Chiefs is the right situation. He needs a lot of control. He needs a lot of backing. He needs a lot that up to this point, Kaizer Chiefs has not shown to be ready to do those type of things. So I don't see them, after having Gavin Hunt, somebody who fights back at things. I don't see him coming to Chiefs unless there's some deep soul searching that happens there within the Motaung family for who they're going to get. Even Patrice Motsepe basically stepped aside and allowed him to run things. Definitely means nothing for European en route to Chiefs. I don't think so, Steph. I think he has to retire, says Usillo. I don't know. I don't think he'll go to Chiefs. Maybe a national team ahead of the next World Cup. Exactly. I mean, if your coaches Roger Tissa, your Carlos Queiroz can take, Iran and those type of countries, I don't think there's anything stopping Coach Pitso from getting those type of jobs and really cementing himself there. Maybe that's where he needs to go next. Guys, request time. Malama Kutso,
Mr. OT,
welcome to the show.
welcome back
How?
to the app.
Hebad. I was dying.
Yeah, you've recovered, you're soldiering on.
Hey, Malama Kutso, what do you think about this situation here?
Sad case of events, but Coach Pitso has shown bravery to step out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
And it's something we should encourage Abantu to do always, Mr. OT. Even when you know your value, sometimes it's okay to risk it for risk it, as someone would say. You understand me? And had it worked out, Mr. OT, had he saved that team, we could be talking something different.
Yeah.
We could have more bargaining power to say, look at me, even in the top league, which I was unfairly thrown out of, I've saved the team that was going out anyway. You understand that, Mr. OT? And when you look at the highlights, you start to also appreciate the quality of players vis-a-vis their opponents. Hey, those guys are horrible, Mr. OT. Yeah, I want to coach me to the coach. As feeling is I've never seen such. Shots are taken. bounce, I rebound, defender, ibukele nje. They're like Kaizer Chiefs.
Hey, man.
No,
Hey, man.
no, there's a game where Chiefs players were sitting down. I don't know if you remember it. As the opponents are attacking. It's exactly like that. Those guys, Monday to Friday, they're like that. And to think for them to survive, all they had to do was score a penalty. Score a penalty, Mr. OT.
Yeah.
Score a penalty. Si survive. That's your mesa. Coach Pitso Shepo velelo ipati. Velelo ipati, Coach Genius.
But then, Malome Kutso, did he bite off more than he can chew? Because remember, he signed for that team, I believe it was way more than halfway through the season. It was a 4-month contract. Was it too much to try turn around that team in 4 months?
Not necessarily, Mr. OT.
Yeah.
If you believe in yourself, you tend to take risks.
Okay.
And Coach Pitso, him believing in himself is not unjustified, if I may.
Okay.
It's well justified. He knows who he is. Coach Pitso has been in charge of our super sport. Coach Pitso has been in charge of Ahly and promoted them. So he sort of measured his capabilities against the other teams around and thought, he could save the team.
Okay.
And I'll repeat, he almost saved the team. It's just that Lama player, Mr. OT, please go and watch when they got a hiding from Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Some questionable decision making. The team level guy coach, Ingashawa is Sundowns flag. The Pirates Ingashawa flag. I've never seen such bad decision making from players. Corner into my tactics, corner into my play, where you can see which the personnel is the problem and not necessarily the coaching. So in this regard, Coach Pitso tried, gambled, but one penalty. What a penalty, Puti. That's easy.
Okay, I'm gonna come back. There's a question I want to ask. Bonga, welcome to the show. How are you? Bonga. Okay, let me bring
Sorry, man.
Oh, there we go.
Unmute. Like unmute, ala. The phone number is a phrase.
Unjani Sibonga?
Sure.
Welcome.
Ayaphileka mfowethu.
Na indaba ka Coach
Belele no
Pitso.
bhuti khutso la.
Awu, uvelile?
I said mfowethu. Ubhlungu mfowethu ubona ubhuti bethu mfowethu bayaphesheya mfowethu bese nje izinto ezingaphumeleli yabo. Ngoba thina mfethu sithembela koPitso mfethu ngoba nathi mfethu aspire to abantu abanjengoPitso yabo.
Yeah.
Kodwa manje masibona indlela aphathwa ngakhona asazi noma if i-racism ebholeni isakhona kodwa that's another topic for another day yabo. Kodwa nje I don't like lento enze uPitso. We all like coach Jingles mfethu. Ayekho umuntu ongamazi ucoach Jingles ukuthi wenza la eSouth Africa.
Manje mara akasifakanga kule situation akasifakanga ukuthi athathe team man. These choices have been teams where ngathi kuzoba nzima. Surely there's other jobs he could have taken.
Yeah, there's some jobs they could have taken, but because we are people with egos there. Coach Pitso now he knows that is a winner. I'm sure he believed in himself, but things didn't go his way.
Yeah.
Because the choices that Coach Pitso made, I'm Arab, and I didn't like it because I'm Arab. They like firing coaches fast.
Yeah.
But what can we say? But if Pitso comes back at Chiefs, that means you guys have to change the structure. But I don't see him coming back at Chiefs.
I'm going to talk about it just now. Let me go to Velile. I'll come back. Velile, Takababa, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yes,
Hey, Bambeze, I'm doing this right now.
nonozame ndoda awayise nangekho abantu bayakhona bavele baphinde kwamadoda nolahleko baqala yonke indawo bakhona lapha ezinawo kuba ngani amasho wabantu ngale iy'ngane zakho madoda bantwana basedibhida madoda
Marabelile. Ibona njani le ndaba kacoach Pitso?
Yeah, no, it's sad. It's sad. But mina personally, I won't say he failed. Because taking into consideration isikhathi ayengaso kule team and beyiphansi vele lekugcineni.
Yeah.
And if Motsepe he didn't even get an opportunity probably maybe to buy players that were so he had to work with what he had at
Yeah. Yeah.
And so my kungakhona mabathola ama-players that we could do because ukuze babe vele at the bottom of the log it's because of that players that were there.
Yeah.
And I believe Aba is not one of the team whereby is sponsored by the oil money, by the government.
No.
There are few of them, they're not all of them.
Yeah.
So already you there are a number of resources. So you get to go there. As we know which English as the winner. Now, but they tried. At least they've seen his potential. Maybe Bambone Maga Kupula into the premiership the first division. Maybe they thought things they would work on their way, but unfortunately time was not on his side. So
But he signed the contract knowing that there's no time.
Yeah, you can do it. Remember at that time he signed that contract, he was unemployed. So if you're unemployed, there is nothing like time. There's job offer, and then if it comes in dollars, you take it. He's a human. So, but I believe me, which he didn't fail as such was he tried. He tried to really save them. But if he's only winning that game, he story.
Okay.
If he had won that game, we would be talking a different story. So he has saved that team from winning our best, and surely when there was an extended contract, if I'm surprised in the previous club record. But no way, I mean, I won't blame him on this one. On this one, he tried his best. It's like certain coach who was coach. I was Magoda was there. I'm another that I can see lonely somewhere Eastern Cape. What I say, I'm born with the right structure and the right players. So I think but the God okay.
Ngiyabuya Velile. Let me get everybody on. On.
Okay.
Ngoba songena kulezi zinye. Agent, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi. The question should be, how are you, eh? Don't die on us, please, eh?
Hey. Don't say it. You're gonna jinx me.
But you blame Chiefs, eh? Because this thing started when the Chiefs lost. You blame Chiefs, though. But
you guys are gonna make me get sick. Agent, what do you think about this situation?
But you're always laughing. You can't stop laughing. That's the problem with you. But this is the genesis of Coach Pitso. You have made the right move, progressing from Sundowns to Egypt.
Yeah.
Now, when you're in Egypt and you're doing well, you are respected in the Middle East. Now, this is where the problem begins. You go to the first division with your caliber. The moment you go to the first division, you are setting yourself up to be in a certain bracket of coaches in the Middle East.
Yeah.
You are a coach that either gets a team to be promoted, or you are a coach that gets a team which is about to be relegated and saves it. You've put yourself in that bracket and you've closed yourself.
Yeah.
For me, the right move would have been, at least if you say you are desperate for the Middle East, wait for an offer or go after a club which is in the middle, you know, and try and push it into maybe the top 4 or the top whatever, which is good that side, you know. And also, even if you put yourself in that middle bracket, you know yourself that you're going to be a middle bracket coach. Right? So I feel like that is where he went wrong, because he put himself in a bracket of our middle drop now. He's a middle drop of that side. Right? So that was the first mistake. And he follows it up by doing exactly what he has bracketed himself in, by going to a team which is in a promotional playoff, which is fighting relegation. You know, so you're confirming the narrative that this guy is a promotional coach or relegation specialist. No? But the flip side of it is he's thinking that since the market is a bit overhyped in the Middle East, that in your Steven Gerrards or whatever, the so-called big names, he would be able to get a big team, right? Which I feel like is wrong, because I feel like he has ended his right in Egypt. But I feel like I understand the logic. The same way a coach like Sid comes to PSL, I don't think Sid comes to PSL thinking I'll be Tears Galaxy coach forever. I think he has higher ambitions than that. You know, I think it was the same logic as Peter saying, if I can get somewhere, show my capabilities, then a bigger team will notice me, you know, and will see that I can survive in the Middle East. But it was a gamble which was not worth it for me, and it was the wrong gamble.
I'm gonna come back. Let me go to Kumo. Kumo, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm also in yourself.
I'm great, Kumo. I'm fighting. Tell me, Kumo, what do you think about this situation at Coach Pitso?
Okay. I'm really agent, but what's new? When Pitso, like, correct me if I'm wrong, because you know, like, I don't really follow the Saudi king, the league.
Yeah.
I get Pitso. It's a team that Ronaldo plays for right now, while they were still in relegation, in the second division.
No.
But the difference,
it's the one that they've got different stars. But anyway,
okay, Mara, get top 4, the one that's owned by the government.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Kibo Femino, yes.
Like in this instance,
they've got. Sorry, Kumo, they've got Riyad Mahrez, Firmino, Saint Maximin, Bofren Casey. That's what that team has. I just wanted to.
Okay, thank you. But my point is that that team is funded by the government daily for, even though what do you call this? It's like saying Chiefs get relegated,
Yeah.
It's still a big team. It's still a well-funded team. So any coach, coach at Chiefs, doesn't matter which position they are, division they are. So, but anyway, maybe that's why he also went there. Like he shows his pros and cons. But then again, Kana, his agent, Musadia High, or not claim Nale under stress, hence why his client contract of parking lot. That says a lot about his management. But the other thing happened, Pitso had to go to Saudi Arabia. I got over 8 million. So he had to go there for one last time so that he can accumulate money. So one thing got the Saudi league, the only thing that makes it besides the money draw card, right? You can say on your CV that you actually had a game plan to stop Ronaldo. You had a game plan to stop Neymar, Mane. Like, you had superstars. You can say I was coaching in the league that had both Steven Gerrard as coaches. They were my colleagues or competitors. As much as the league say, or the hype might be dying down, but he got to say, boom, bo Benzema man. E seng rena re bona bo Mabaza bo Tito ba ke player of the season.
But then, Kumo, isn't the
Or what are the caliber of
isn't the inverse also true to say that it's great if you beat Ronaldo? It's great. Or what if you go out there and you put in the performances? If Ronaldo's team beats you, I don't know how much was it, 8-0. If they beat you and they trounce you, now we also look at you as there's that guy who came into the country and he's getting beaten left, right, and center. Doesn't that harm your reputation in as much as doing well would help it?
It depends if you are a guy who looks at the glass as half full or half empty. Reason, example, look at Kasiad Nokovic. He's so excited to get a draw against Sundowns. Oh yeah, now it's like he won the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
The same thing, Mawona, or 8-0. People could easily say, hey, it was 16.
Yeah.
Okay, I know I'm being hyperbole.
Yeah.
Some people, they know they're going to lose against the team. Mara, their thing was going to say, okay, sharp, it could have been far worse. There are some positives there and there. I got to grow from that game or whatever. I'm just being funny right now, ne?
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, how many coaches can say Ronaldo scored 3 hat-tricks against my team?
Kuma, I'm gonna. Hey, let me bring in. I want. I want to come back, guys. Please follow if you have not followed. Let's tap the screen and try get to 15,000 likes tonight. Malume Kutso, I want to come to you. There's something you said in the group, and I wanted it to come from the owner of the words. You have spoken about the viewing of being a plumber. I don't know if you remember. Can you please, because I think that's a very interesting point to have here.
Maybe if you elaborate on that, Mr. Uti, wazokulenda kahle ungene kahle.
Ay man, lento bokhuluma ngayo ngakuthi same way that Abo Rivero are plumbers to us.
Okay. So I just wanted to be sure with you are on the same page, Uti. If you're an international, the bar is extremely high for you, Mr. Uti. The bar is extremely high. Whether proven or not, in different territories, we will criticize you to a point where you question your credibility within your own profession. We call you a plumber, Mr. Oti. However, if you're a local, the bar is very low for you. Abofadlu Davids have been at the helm of Orlando Pirates, having never having never won a single cup. Abo Atazwan, same. Steve Hompela, same. Coach Mangoba Mlitz, well, in charge of Golden Arrows.
Yeah.
You understand? From Norway. Coach Rulani, Mr. Uzi.
Yeah.
Norway. Coach Rulani is how old?
Coach Rulani is 37, isn't he?
And without having won a single cup, which it was impossible if I'm being honest, but I'm just going to put it that way. Without having won a single cup as head coach I1, he was able to get a job at Pirates and at Sundowns, the two biggest teams in the country right now. So IPA is very different for local and international. Internationals are very easy. Look at what they did to Coach Pitso. He promoted them, and then when they got funding, they started looking at him funny. The very same guy who promoted him, they were like, asibona ukuthi uzokhona wena yazi.
Yeah.
Labantu abazamanje bafuna umuntu owinayo. Guys, ukade kunwinisa manje. Nah, wena kahle kahle uyiplama. Imakancane, uyiplama. So I think if I'm nailing it correctly, what I was talking about in the group is that the bar is extremely high for an international, and not only for an international from a specific region. If that region is endorsed or not, it matters, as opposed to a local.
So are we lying to ourselves? Maybe in that Coach Pitso can earn his way, let's say, into Europe, where the truth is he's going to have backing from some owner or somebody like that who's just going to have to go, I like this guy somehow. Is there a way for him to progress up the ladder and eventually end up in Europe's top 5 leagues, or are we just lying to ourselves?
Coach Pitso, Mr. OT, finds himself in a different seat compared to everyone else. He's a pioneer. He is trying to engineer a new path.
Yeah.
He's doing something that has never been done before.
Yeah.
So, trial and error, one way. Trial and error. As opposed to other coaches who come here from Scandinavia, they know which there's a tunnel that they can go through. Ex-professionals, as we had an in-depth conversation group, WhatsApp group, that ex-professional like Vincent Kompany, Thierry Henry, Benny McCarthy, whether they, regardless of their nationality, if they've played, they automatically get the nod, which you can work here. What Coach Pitso was trying to do is build a new tunnel altogether, completely. And you know what, Mr. OT? We can question it right now because he's just been relegated.
Yeah.
But he moved. If you think about it, he moved. If you think about it, like from Super Sports, not being the biggest team in that very region.
Yeah.
Performing very well with Super Sport, going to Bafana, but coming back to the region where Super Sport is from and taking charge of the biggest team in that region. And then going to compete for E-League, transforming Sundowns into a serial league winner, making Sundowns the E-League suddenly means nothing to them.
Yeah.
Through his hard work.
Yeah.
And then noticing that Sundowns is no longer the biggest fish for him. He now wants the biggest team in the fashion of the Ahly. Going there and winning CAF Champions League, Mr. OT. And suddenly he finds the region is no longer Africa when you're talking Ahly. The region somehow is diluted into Africa and the Arab world. You know? And then moving and saying, you know what, I'm gonna do what I did with Super Sports. I'm gonna build this channel, gets a nice contract that says, guys, if I promote you, I remain in charge. Unfortunately, Mr. OT, they don't mind buying you out. They don't mind settling whatever. Screw all is 99. Say yes. Hamosua. That was the unfortunate part. But he almost made it, Mr. He almost made it. I just wanna I know you wanna move, but there's an analogy that one of the TikTokers made. He says, if you're driving in the dark, you can't see 100 meters beyond.
Yeah.
But every time you move that 100 meters beyond, you start seeing another 100. You start seeing another 100. So it's only when the car moves that you get to see the next 100. So with Coach Pitso moving from Super Sport to Sundowns, from Sundowns to Ahly, you got to see. So some things they will never understand it.
No, let me go to Usponga. Sponga, how do you feel about this thing, Yoguti? It's almost like Coach Pitso have to build Mawine and do impossible things, and we believe that that's going to be what gets him into Europe. Meanwhile, we know Guti Kwanabantu that haven't won anything, that are getting coaching jobs that side. How do you feel about that situation there, Guti? We believe that our coaches can earn their way.
Mr. OT, insane emergency.
Okay, no stress.
Voting Puma live.
No stress, Boga. Velile. We feel like our coaches and African coaches more specifically have to build and as this ECV has to be, 100 things deep. You did this, you won Champions League, all of that stuff. Does it matter to get into Europe, or are we just lying to ourselves?
it's not only it doesn't only matter to Europe. It matter in each and every country whereby if you are a foreigner.
Okay.
As the bar and the level is not the same.
Yeah.
As his analogy ukuthi abokhulu kothekejani ngoba la ekhaya singabanika i-chance kaningi abo-John Madunga basesiwathi njalo la ekhaya kudala bakhona. They can move to any team without even any hindrance of which team bangaze bokompela as already said. But in any country, whether it's Europe or whether it's America or even like Africa, if you are a foreigner, they expect you to be better than what they already have.
Yeah.
So and of which in this case, Pitso, he went there already with a pedigree.
Yeah.
Your Champions League with Sundowns, Champions League, I think 2 times with Ahly, and the league played 3 times Egypt in 2 cups.
Yeah.
So, and Magafiga, even when Saudi, he promoted a team from relegation to the Premier League record, the first division, even though Abamgoshi after that. So already, the first like Omega, it was then I see Chiefs and Mazembe when they appointed him, they know who they're appointing, and they knew in what he can deliver, and he almost did that.
Yeah.
He almost did that. As I'm the person I couldn't the city, he almost did. And remember, as he said, Coach Peter, he only took that job because in these days, he only worked with projects. If on of which year the project of EEABA was to move away from relegation, so which makes sense to him and his team at that particular time. This is the challenge that they want to take. So I don't blame him. But in terms of
but is that project thinking harming him? You know, because now it's all well and good to say these things, but now it looks like, sadly, in Saudi Arabia, somebody said get 10 more in the comments. They said get 10 Soko Saudi Arabia. The big teams don't want to touch him. The middle teams don't want to touch him. It's looking like it's going to be, 4-month contracts. And it's got a lot of parallels, Nabo 10, for example. Is he setting himself up to be that type of coach?
No, I don't believe that, Lena, like personally. Just because of this one setback, and of which, if we have to analyze it and look at it like seriously, we can see he failed in terms of where the team is relegated.
Yeah.
But in terms of collecting the points and the wins since Afigila in that team, he has moved that team was at the bottom.
Yeah.
Was at the bottom. And as I've said, without even getting any opportunity to sign players, because I don't think he signed any player there. Was he already season the turn down? So I don't know. He win the people there about England.
Yeah.
So I don't see it as a failure. I believe if Bangabuela will get a team whereby he will start from the beginning of the season, and also he will get an opportunity to buy some of the players to strengthen his team there. I think he will do better.
Okay.
Because he tried without any material, nothing. As a player, he tried. And this for him, I believe is not a failure, because from here, he still had an opportunity also in Egypt, Tunisia, or even Morocco.
Okay.
To get a team there to coach him. So So this project they didn't work according to what he wished, but I don't regard him as a failure, which he has failed his man. He has done better than any plumber among others and with what he has at that time. There is nothing he could do. You look at the same situation if I don't no Middendorp here. You remember, because I said Middendorp, the team became better.
Yeah.
Because there are certain players that we introduce and get rid of the dead. And they did, man. It was if not their performance it improved, and they nearly even escaped relegation. But as I've told you before, we kept on space as long as your team is gonna go and play in the playoffs, and you come to PSL without signing at least 10 players,
Yeah.
really move.
For
Because there's no
time.
really. Okay, Bafu.
Thank you, Belile.
Okay, Mtagaba.
You guys. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Let me go to Ukumo. Kumo, we've had this conversation in the group. Are we fooling ourselves to think that our coaches can earn their way? So, like Coach Pitso has the Champions League, he's got the leagues here, he's got everything that he's won. Then, he rescued a team from first division, then he took a team and take them out of relegation, then he did all of that stuff. Does it matter when you look at going forward? And is it maybe that thing that might be hurting Coach Pitso long term? That he took on risky projects.
Is the echo from my side or no sharp from your side?
Yeah, no, we're fine. We're fine. It's that normal problem.
Okay. Yeah, no, I thought I've got things to be familiar about. Yeah. I wanted the plumber thing, and I'll come back to your point just now. The reason why we are harder on foreign coaches because we have coaches here in SA, right, who are qualified equally so as well. Okay. And they've got the experience and they're familiar with our philosophy, culture, and everything else because we are South Africans. So when you bring in someone from Eastern Europe, especially, like, where doesn't Gazana play? Romania, Czech Republic. So you're telling us, foreign, this guy is better than Mabuti Kenyes, and this guy is better than Gavin Hunt. So obviously he's gonna be under microscope because you're saying to us that no one from South Africa or even SADC or Africa as a whole qualified to be a coach of a Chipper United or Kaizer Chiefs. So you saw fit to go find someone who's from Europe because he's got a European passport. He thinks he can do the thing. So that is why we call them plumbers and whatnot and whatnot. And it's the same exact thing that happens in England. Where it happens, happen. Now with Pitso's case, it's like that boy. Now wampona bro gets in go saints efficiency. Wantaloha. I will create a very level to Kuto, Bageno Goma Super Zella High. Mara, who make by grade 98% average. They grade Madagascar at 85%. Mara, now because of the connections I made Kuskolong, Lebanon open Haima, Buruka, Mosepe.
Yeah.
Otompona Bankensa go American Wabon as an intent, leveling a skin elevate.
Yeah.
Marotokra Abutu Kuzo, 98% average high. Anelli Sumokum la the go vete. The company go company I grade 3.5. Yeah, internship. Because you know why? I see Pato Baba Dana the connection. Imagine if Pitso was sent to Rock Nation in Gachalaga, I from Musaida Hagema Mera was a machine. Maramera is got to be. So that is why people like Bo Bailey, Ashifa Gidi coach United. Now this guy Zuma, I guess he's a legend to go Copenhagen, and he's starting to become a coach. So you know why he's worried because people love him and he's got a statue of an iconic bicycle kick for Stadium Ungwal. They're gonna hire him maybe as an assistant or some position or coach under 19.
Yeah.
Lucas Radebe, Ashifa, he's a legend to good leads. And then if you wanted to go into the coaching group, so my point is like Pitso and now his connections to go New York and he doesn't wanna I agree he play go MLS. I don't know, like maybe he doesn't see MLS as his preferred destination. Morocco to Europe. I get motho na motho itse ke pace. Pace o tse ko Africa. So it's mango Europe. Ana motho ka mirela plan da. If you don't have any connection or a reputable management, ne? O tlo nna mo ka khumosung la ya o tla win AFL, o tla win CAF Champions League 15. O ka se coach Brighton. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Thank you, Kumo. Before I go to the new panel, we're almost at 15,000 likes, guys. Please tap the screen. Like the live, also that side on YouTube as well. Subscribe, those who are watching on YouTube. Guys, remember the panel is open, guys. You can come in. You just have to be following me, and then I will let you in. I just wanted to make a point on that last one. You know, when Malume Kuto said that thing in the group, and he was like, you are plumber, that side. And I was like, yeah, actually. Because when we think about even our plumbers that come here, they don't come here because we know them. They didn't come here. Jose Rivero is not here because we know about his record. Sid Ramovic is not here because he's won trophies and did all of these things in Europe so much that you need to come. Pablo Franco Martin, yes, he was assistant coach at Real Madrid sharp, but no one was calling for him to come to South Africa, right? It's guys who just called and said, okay, we've looked at the CVs, we trust you, come through. And sadly, in SA and in Africa, a lot of the times we would much rather go to Europe and import these guys. Europe will not import people. So to get into Europe is not a game of you have the qualifications and you have the trophies it's not that game. It's who's going to back you. Benny McCarthy is coaching Manchester United. Why? He's a Champions League winner. He used to play in the English game, played for Ajax, that side, right? He's one of the top goal scorers ever, that side in England. Well, not ever. He had a couple of amazing seasons, that side in England. He's got the track record. So when Ten Hag thought to himself, okay, I need a striker who understands my Ajax football, where I came from, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The people he asks, the people who are backing Penny, Jose Mourinho, can tell him that, no, take Penny, right? So they took him. It's not by surprise, right? It's not because it's so loved here that they took him that side. It's because most of his credentials come from that side. So to think that it's a license issue, to think that it's a that or this issue, CAF Pro is meant to be the equivalent of UEFA Pro. So at the very least, let's look at Company, for example, who is being rumored to go to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, he just got relegated with Burnley. He might be taking up a job at Bayern Munich, right? What has he won? What has he done? If you were to put him and Pitso next to each other, right, in terms of coaching, who would you trust more with your team? Who would you trust more to run things? Who would you trust more to go out and win? Maybe the guy who was coaching in one of the most highly pressured jobs in the world with some of the most rabid fan bases. Ahly is not a joke. I would trust that guy. But Europeans go, no, we don't know. We're not there with you. But anyway, Malum, welcome to the show. How are you?
Coachy, grand, I'm right.
Hi, man. I'm right. Malum, tell me what you think about this situation first. I'll just ask you general thoughts first.
Coachy, this presents a unique situation for the local clubs. I remember, I think two days ago, Pitso, after we had to go to Oramovic, is no longer in the running for a coach with Kaizer Chiefs. That it came down now to Pitso and Santos. Okay. Now Kaizer Chiefs now has come out now, not actually in public, backdoor to say no. We're looking at these two guys. Okay. But I think now, in this situation that Pitso is presenting a unique challenge because one, the difference between the two coaches was one, the availability of them. The availability of Sundowns was not confirmed because of the contractual issues. But the availability of Pitso is now confirmed because the Pitso is now available. So we can tick that box for the coach. We are looking for the coach for the Kaizer Chiefs. And then we're looking at, like you said, the technical staff. Sundowns, you say, comes with his own staff, but staff that is coming with. But again, the problem is that Chiefs got this pre-existing contract with some of the staff members.
Yeah.
To see where are they going to fit in, even if the new coach arrives. So that might present maybe a slight issue, but I think these are just only smaller issues. But I think the real test now comes to the last part, affordability. Teams have maintained this posture that they can afford anyone. They are wealthy, they are rich, they give them for masses. So if we say Pitso's availability, yes, we tick the box, and we say the technical staff, yes, we tick the box. Now comes now the affordability. We cannot now all of a sudden make a turnaround and say, no, we can't afford them. But if we try and we know we are the richest team, we understand. And I think it seems right now needs a coach that commands respect. And between the two coaches, Sundowns and Pitso, who do you think will command the most respect when it comes to the players? It's an obvious thing that Pitso will command that respect. So I think right now Chiefs is in a driving seat to say we can get Pitso because all the conditions are there. You understand? And also the added bonus is that when negotiating now a contract, Pitso came from an 8-0 loss. You understand? From that loss of 8-0, and look at the results that followed after. Out of 8 games that he played.
So then, just to, I'm sorry, Malums. When you look at Pitso coming back to South Africa, is it a step down? Would it be a step down if he came back to coach Kaizer Chiefs? Is it the beginning of the end? Is it now him winding up for retirement? And if it is, shouldn't we be worried? Because isn't that the same thing that Keegan Dolly did? That, a bunch of players who did the same thing did. Can we trust that it's the right thing at the right time and it's not like a consolation prize,
No, I think it will be a right move. As you try to step down, you try to retire. Because Chiefs, as I said, Chiefs, you can understand, I'm a Sundowns fan. But Chiefs has been this flagship of South African football that is known world over. But of lately, Chiefs now has been, letting us down in terms of the status. But I think Pitso now will be the great guy who will come in, put Chiefs where it was before that greatness yet Chiefs. And then from there, then you retire on a high note. Because it is, I think for me, when you travel the world as people have done, you come to South Africa now to say, now I'm winding things down, I'm retiring. You need the respect and admiration of your own people to say, this is a guy that even if he has stopped coaching, we can go to him maybe and go and seek advice when you've got a problem or when you've got an issue with the national squad. But I think he will be the best guy now for Kaizer Chiefs, and also looking at also his age to say retire. But one last thing that I think that would be a good thing for Chiefs is that I'm looking at the results that Pitso in the last 8 matches. That is where now you might get maybe Chiefs might have a negotiating edge to say in terms of affordability. Because if you look an 8-0, a 4-0, and a 5-0 out of 8 matches, he has won, I think, 3, lost 4, and drawn 1. So that puts you a bit to say, no, we have got a weekly way in terms of negotiating a better deal. But I think, all in all, OT is that Chiefs now, and also the icing on the cake for Kaizer Chiefs, to make the whole deal to that, Pitso has come out now to say he will sign for Kaizer Chiefs on one quality that Pitso is there. So I mean, Chiefs now will be getting a 2-for-1 to say, if you sign for Pitso, Pitso says he'll follow. So it's the only thing that they just said he wants to see. So I think it will be a good thing for teams.
No, Malums, let me go to the markets. I'm gonna come back. Oh, with the Percy Tau thing, I don't know. But let's go to the markets. The markets, welcome.
Sure, my brother. How's it?
How are you? How are you?
Sharp, wena.
Hi, man, right. Tell me what you think about the Tabaya Coach Pitso.
Before kita na moya coach Pitso, kita there more Chiefs. We have about Chief Pitso Chiefs. What are the changes?
Yeah.
My brother, do you believe in witchcraft?
I do.
Tagati.
Yeah.
Let me give you a clue, Nyana. When the treatment that Chiefs did to Kamabilat, regarding the cut of the salary, and he didn't agree with the Chiefs, and then he said no, he would rather leave. Chiefs, they must check something with Bilal. He wished them that guy, so that they must not win anything. If possible, they might go to relegation, but that one won't happen. If you can remember back when Zimbabwe was still called Rhodesia, New Zealand, Australia came to play there for qualifying World Cup. I don't remember which year. And somebody told them that they said, which doctor can I take you there, guys, so that we can do some ritual, then you will win the game. They agreed on that one, and they went there. They did everything. They won the game, and then went back. Instead of pay, they refused to pay. And that which doctor, you must Google it, and you will see.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you wish them so that they must not qualify for any World Cup until one guy recalls.
Go to the pizza.
Let me go back, and then we'll pay him back. Yeah, but the issue of Pitso, he can go and coach Europe. Do you think Rooney is much better than Coach Pitso?
No.
No, it's not. It's just the color of our skin, my brother, and the connection. That's the only way that will give Pitso a chance to go and coach Europe. If you can check, when he arrived at Abba, the season was already finished, and then he didn't have any signing fee or a new person, and those are not popular players which can produce anything. But he managed to win some certain important games, whereby he just lose concentration yesterday, so that made him to go get relegated. But for me, Pitso is still the best.
Should Chiefs be excited to get Coach Pitso, or is it another addition maybe to the retirement home that Kaizer Chiefs, Kevin Johnson are getting nice cushy jobs, they get to retire nicely. Keegan Dolly went overseas, didn't work out that much, came back, gets to retire. I'm nutty. He's already won his stuff with Sundowns.
No, my
Can
brother.
they
Most
be?
of the things, no, it won't be. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Some people, some players, they just grew up playing for Seven Stars, Amazulu, but they have love for Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates, and their wish is to be part of those academic teams, so that their name must be there and be remembered. But when coming to, in terms of Pitso coming there, it won't be like that. But I think the problem with Chiefs is Chiefs has been witchcraft. Whether Pitso can come and chase all the players and buy the new players, it won't succeed.
Okay. I want to come back. Let me bring it to PK. PK, welcome to the show. How are you?
Sure.
Hey, OT.
How are you, PK?
I'm good, bro. Speedy recovery, my brother.
No, thank you, my brother.
Yeah, let me greet Amasandawana and the rest. Then let me say
let's go and vote tomorrow, guys. Yeah, as South Africans, vote wisely. Remember what you have been through. Yeah. So yeah, OT. Thanks, OT, for this opportunity.
Tell me what you think about this situation here with Coach Pete.
Yeah, hey, let me start by saying, I speak the truth, no? And please don't twist people must never twist my words and say I'm racist.
Okay.
Let me start by saying it will be difficult for a black African man, or rather it's a twisted and bad mentality to think that our achievement and our destination, or rather when we have made a breakthrough, is through the Europeans.
Yeah.
And this mentality have killed us. People have he's been incredible. He have built his profile. He have played in different phases of the league. We can't now advocate to say, is he good enough to go and coach European? He have proven himself.
Yeah.
To what point should Pitso prove himself to say he's a good coach?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this mentality that we have of thinking that whenever we attain something from the Europeans, we have achieved. It's very rare. I think the best thing that he can do is to come back home. Let him build. Let him. Okay, man. I believe that Africans, we are steadily rising.
Okay.
Our football is becoming more attractive.
Yeah.
You look at the CAF, we are getting there, man. We are getting there. AFCON, we are getting there. I'm not speaking about only South Africans, but I'm speaking about our football, how we can play it.
Yeah.
Rather, let's create our own thing here. Let's have players here. Let the CAF be a league that is attracting to a point that we say we are on our own. We can do it on our own. That's my starting point. Because Pitso, there is nothing that Pitso can do. This guy, he studied football. He is coaching football. He is doing all the level best. Probably the question is, as Africans, are we willing to grow in football and not learn and always thinking that Europeans are the best? Yes, they are the best. We can't compromise that one. Their football is there, but what are we doing here? And I think Kumo touched it there and there, but he was scared to infiltrate on it. So I'm just saying, honestly, let's grow our football and build a platform for our coaches. We have good coaches who can grow, and maybe by growing here locally, it can make the CAF interesting. Look at Yanga. Yanga is coming. It's one of the teams that is interesting now, right? That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. And I think Pitso have the ability to do it. We can do it. But man, I don't want to go too much on Kaizer Chiefs. All I can say about Kaizer Chiefs, and probably Pitso going to Kaizer Chiefs, is dead. Pitso, why are you like that? So going to Kaizer Chiefs is dead.
I didn't say anything.
Going to KFC, going to Kaizer Chiefs is dead. Kaizer Chiefs must take themselves seriously first to say we are a big brand. 1, 2, we are willing to resurrect and revive ourselves from the status where we have dragged the brand down in the mud. And we are willing for a coach like Pitso to come and develop us. Pitso is not beating around the bushes. He will tell them that I'm in total control of the management. If I have to coach, I will coach. I'm coming with my team. And that's what Chiefs need now. But I'm not going to dwell too much because I know who is a Chiefs owner, who is coaching Chiefs behind the curtains, who makes calls. I don't want to go there.
Okay. I'm going to come back. Let me go to... Oh. Tip Track Business. Welcome, my brother. How are you? Let me see if I can help Tipper Track there. It's been a while since I heard from you.
Hi, how are you?
How are you doing, man?
Good evening, everyone.
Tell me your general thoughts about this situation with Coach Pitso.
You know, if all South African cannot see this, it's the same method that the rugby system is using.
Okay.
For example, the rugby noticed that we have our Kanakiman coach, Kanakiman
Rasi or
Rasmus.
Uh,
Now, we have our own Rasmus. This is Pitso.
yeah.
Right. We have our Rulani, who used to coach with Pitso.
Yeah.
We have our Ngobangleti. You understand? Take those three guys. Give them the squad.
Okay.
Basic.
Uh,
Basic. Don't take them to a club level. Just take them there. Let them strive. They know the good players. They know the systems. They know, we've got everything in our hands.
okay.
But if we take Pitso and we take him to a club level, we are killing him.
Yeah.
Why did the rugby go and go to Ireland and go and look for Rasmus? They knew what this guy is capable of. We take this gentleman, we put him in our squad. We take Rulani, put him in our squad. Mangobangleti in our squad. We've got the three guys who can get the best out of our players. What more do we need? And in the history of South Africa, when did this happen? Where a coach like Pitso went and experimented with all African teams up there and won big. Right? Not like Johnson. No, like Johnson. But you need to understand that the fact stays that we do have the best. Okay. Take this gentleman, he's coached the World Cup, he's coached with different big coaches. Put him up there, give him support like you're giving the Bruce and all that. Hugo Bruce, he's using what Roland is using and what Pitso has been using. Let's be a fact. That's a fact. You can go and jump around and all that, but that is what Pitso and Rulani has started. And Mangobangleti. Thank you very much.
Can we trust that Coach Pitso is still the best?
I believe he's still the best.
Ah.
You know why I believe he's still the best? Take any other coaches around South Africa, move them up there, Africa. Yeah. Let them perform. Let's see. Yeah. He has proven it. You know, the truth and what you've seen doesn't lie. And paper is good on paper. Everything can be written. How much you can do profit. It's like on a trucking business. They can tell you can do practically. Put it there, practically. He has done it. What more do we need?
Yeah.
He has coached Bafana. He has failed. He has went there and he has tried all the systems. He has studied all the new systems. He has even worked with Rulani. He has played against Rulani. He has played against Mangobangleti. They have a system. They have a system in place. Like Rasi came back with a system. He knew the players he had to choose.
Okay.
Think about it, guys. Thank you.
Okay. Let me go to Malooms. Malooms, I guess then the big question is, what are his options? And where should he go, in your mind? Malooms?
OT, you know, I always say what your name. If we keep on exporting, at the end of the day, I understand the argument from the other parties to say what the Pitso should go to Europe.
Yeah.
But my worry is that we keep on exporting our African ideas and African brothers.
Yeah.
In so doing, we are making other nations and other continents great. But we forget that even in Africa, we also need greatness. So for me, this thing of keep on exporting ideas and talents from Africa, it doesn't sit well.
Yeah.
I think Coach Pitso should come, if Pitso can come to South Africa, rather come to Africa, so that we as Africans start lifting the continent. Also, that we can attract European interest. Because now, in order to be great, we produce believe that in order to be viewed as a great person, only Europeans must view you as a great person.
Yeah.
That in Africa we cannot be proud of you as Africans. I think Coach Pitso should come back. I think Pitso should come back. And for me, a project like Kaizer Chiefs, because as much as I'm a Sundowns fan, but I'm looking also at equality of EPSL here too. Our PSL is losing equality because I said the other day that next season is guaranteed Sundowns is going to win the league. But if you throw Pitso in the mixture, that means now Sundowns is no longer guaranteed. That means now the PSL becomes exciting again. The final game of the PSL was not exciting because we all knew in the beginning of the season that Sundowns is going to win the league. We know now that in 2025 Sundowns is going to win the league. But if you bring someone like Pitso, that means that eliminate them. At the end of the day, we bring his status of PSL here to up to the higher level. Now, all in all, I'm saying with you, I don't like that we keep on exporting our geniuses to the other countries, whereas we neglect in Africa to say we can grow them in Africa. And young coaches like Rulani, they still mentors. They still need to be mentored by the greatness of Pitso.
Yeah.
Other young coaches in other clubs that are going to need to coach Pitso to mentor them. But Pitso is all over Europe, mentoring young guys in Europe. What about us in Africa? What about us in South Africa? So I say for him now, he has collected enough experience to say, I can come home, I can come and do what I've learned in other parts of the world. In so doing, we're improving our football status, and also we are going to attract SGA coaches from Europe to say they can come to South Africa because that is where the mentors are.
But then are we not, excuse me, are we not being a little bit selfish in that maybe he should be going to Europe to learn a lot more about that stuff if he had maybe 5 more years in him to go and learn all those things so that when he comes back, it's not just, South Africa, Egypt, Africa, so, the Gulf. It's expanded. Shouldn't we be pushing at least him to go, Coach Pitso, go as far as possible, go further, so that when you come back as an English Premiership coach or Liga 1, La Liga, whatever coach, come back and be that person, right?
But I think Otile, if you look at his resume and you look at the experience, Pitso, I think in the English Premier League, Pitso will be say in the top 10, or maybe top 5 for that matter. There is no need for him to go there if he's already got that experience there. You understand? Because now my other concern is that you're gonna get Pitso that is going to frail and sick and on his dying bed. Then you can't get anything out of him. But now at 59, 60 years old, the guy's got another 15 years that he can give. I mean, look at his squad. His squad can do better in the next AFCON. Can do better in the World Cup if Pitso is right here at home. But I think now he has traveled enough. He has got enough experience. He must come home now and give to the brothers that were left behind what he has learned. And you might not. Rulani at age 50 might go to Europe, and Rulani will do the same thing. He'll come back to South Africa and give to the brothers in South Africa. But we cannot afford to have Pitso who is 75 years old come back to South Africa. He is here only for 3 years and then he dies. I think we must get him now so that he can assist the country moving forward.
Okay, now I think you can be Prasten. Let me go to PK. PK, what do you think? Okay, it's two questions. Number one, where does he go? What are his options? Where does he go? And then number two, are we being selfish? Or is it selfish for us to want him to come back to South Africa now?
No, OT. Let him back. Let him come back home. Let him come back home.
Yeah.
He has proven himself. Whomever wants him, he will get him here in South Africa. But knowing Pitso is very stubborn. He will go whenever he wants to go. No one can tell him anything. That's Pitso for you.
Yeah.
If you want to coach the last division, you will do that. If you want to coach the first, you will do that. But even now, he can just go to Chiefs, or else we are busy advocating that he is not fit for Chiefs. If he want to, he will go.
Yeah.
That's Pitso for me, and that's one thing. His arrogancy honestly put him in that way of a man of integrity and his weight. He has a backbone.
Yeah.
If he believes on something, he believes on something. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But my point is that he have proved himself. Honestly, if the teams want him, they must go for him if they believe that he's the good coach. We South African, I for myself, personally, I believe that Pitso have outdone himself. He have in education, in coaching, in his CV. And there is no need for him to continuously proving himself that he is worthy to coach certain teams.
Yeah.
That's my feeling.
Okay, PK, okay. Where should he go though? Where will he go in your eyes? I just want to get that.
You want me to say? You want me to
I want you to say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Not Kaizer Chiefs. I'm just saying, where must he
go? I honestly let me tell you. I honestly feel like or want him to go to Kaizer Chiefs for several reasons. Just man, there is, as much as we are joking about Kaizer Chiefs is a big brand. I will want it to be resurrected from its.
Okay, PK, thank you. You said it's a big brand. It's over. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. I'm kidding. Go ahead. It's fine. I've cut it. It's fine.
Yeah. I know he must go there, man. I don't know when last it, or if it's the first time happening. Kaizer Chiefs ending up number 10. He really need to help Kaizer Chiefs, and they must allow him to do his work so that Kaizer Chiefs. The country is boring without you guys. Honestly, we don't see aeroplanes with the cabs. Not sure which team is taking it. Chiefs are about. Guys, you honestly need a coach. What you guys have been doing is not supposed to be done. The football is evolving, and I don't know if you honestly, Kaizer Chiefs will close the gap between itself. I don't want to mention Sundowns is very far, but with Pirates, I don't know. So it has to fight Pirates first, then Stellenbosch, then TS Galaxy, and the rest. After that, it will be able to contend with Mamelodi Sundowns, which is very painful. Yeah, I want Kaizer Chiefs to come back. So I will wish him to go to Kaizer Chiefs and resurrect them.
Okay. Hey, PK, he called us a big brand, eh? You've got a bit of Kaizer Chiefs coaching you. PK. Okay. As we move on to the final panel, guys, we're on 18,000 likes. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to the final panel. I'm going to push through and try to see out this 2 hours. Thank you so much. Thank you to MK for the gifts. Thank you to ADL, Ausen Tabi, Marime Kutso, Blue Cheese. Let me just get the full name so that I respect you properly for gifting. Guys, please gift. It helps a lot. Please gift. Excuse me. Khanye, welcome to the show. How are you? Blue Cheese Lebza, thank you for the gift. Khanye, how are you? Welcome.
Mr. OT, I'm good. How are you, my brother?
Hey, I'm fighting. I came back because I love you guys. Tell me, what do you think about this situation with Coach Pitso, number one, and is him possibly coming back to South Africa? Is it a downgrade?
Okay, with Coach Pitso, I think he took that job knowing very well it's a bit of a difficult job. Taking a job, it's like taking Cape Town Spurs. And then you feel like you're gonna resurrect it, and he tried. Let's be honest, he tried, man. I think it was not meant to be, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried his best. He tried his best, and him coming back there's a lot of feedback.
Is there feedback?
There's a lot of feedback. Eh?
Now, just carry on talking. You're the only one who can hear it. It's just a problem with the multi-guest. What I wanted to ask you was, is this, we criticize Boten Dance, for coaching with 4-month contracts. We criticize certain South African coaches for looking like they're desperate to take any job that comes up. Is that the situation that happened here, though?
With Pitso, I don't necessarily think it was out of desperation. There's a guy on the panel who said maybe Pitso naile go there just to accumulate that 8 million to pay Sundowns back. But at the same time, I feel Pitso he's a man on a mission. He's someone who's got a vision over there somewhere. He's trying to reach somewhere. He's trying to break these barriers. So even though that job nearly 4 months, he had a plan. Maybe I believe the plan was maybe let's save this team, and then next season I can be given a contract maybe of a year or two, and then try and push as much as I can and so that I can be recognized by other leagues. So I believe he had a plan.
Doesn't that sound like Coach Dance? And we see what happens with him. Doesn't that sound like Coach Siema? We see what happened with him.
Yeah, no, it sounds like that, but knowing Coach Pitso is a visionary, man. He's a beast. That one, he's a different breed.
Where should he go? Where do you think he should go? Is coming back here going to be a downgrade?
Not necessarily going to be a downgrade, because one of the guys again in the panel, I'm going to make reference for let's make Africa ever strong.
Yeah.
And if you listen to Dr. Patrice, his aim and his goal is to make the African leagues be stronger, even more powerful, so that we can compete with Europe, even with our national teams, so that we can also be independent. So I think him coming back will also balance that and go hand in hand with that vision of Patrice, And if you had, I'm just gonna go to the reference. One of the guys from the Nigerian Football Federation.
Yeah.
He said, if Dr. Patrice doesn't serve a second term, and then I don't know if he's gonna pull him or he's gonna force him or hold a gun at his head or something like that. I'm just trying to show you the vision of Dr. Patrice, and with this Pitso coming back, it aligns for me.
Okay. Let me bring in Mnoza. Mnoza, welcome to the show. How are you? Mnoza? Okay, we'll come back to Mnoza. Or let me try help. Okay, we'll come back. Dumi, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, OT, how's it, my man?
Hey, I'm good. Tell me, what did you think about this situation with Coach Pitso, number one, and then number two, where should he go? Where should he be heading? What are his options?
Thank you for bringing me up in the panel. Regarding the coach, Pitso Mosimane, ukuthi angayaphi manje iseka kule situation le.
Yeah.
Mina I can be glad ukuthi angafulfilla I wish ka Dr. Patrice Motsepe.
Okay.
abuye South Africa is not a downgrade to cup. E-League as South Africa is a big brand, guys. Let's not beat behind the bush.
Yeah.
The league it's on a high standard. It's on the top 10 in the world. Imagine e-league so if Pitso angabuya back, imagine go revive ama brand afana nabo Chiefs, bo Pirates.
Yeah.
We can mention, but the brand that need to be revived is Kaizer Chiefs. Because if mangabuya, I don't kuthi ngiyanhleka uthi anginhleki.
Yeah.
If mawungakhumbula kahle uPitso wafika ku-Sundowns sekunumber 14. Wasinceda saba number 12 yaphela league.
Yeah.
The following season wenzani wathatha league. I'm telling you namanje, I did say it the other day ku panel besikuyo mention something which I wish uPitso was still in Africa.
Yeah.
Because Maungapega, he has got how many Champions League? 3 or 4?
3.
CAF Champions League. 3.
Yeah.
And it shows Pitso, he knows the culture of Africa.
Okay.
Simdinga ukuthi like Africa siyamdinga because it's not ukuthi azocoacha i-Sundowns, Pirates or Chiefs, but Africa siyamdinga to build ilokwazi nama structure football because mawungabheka he was the only coach okhona confrontal player altshele if you are wrong you can't be showbooting what although you are leading 1-0. He mentioned that thing when Sundowns was playing with Pirates go Orlando, Makaringe ba winner 1-0, then Makaring was showboot. What Pitso? No, this one you must showboot and move on with the style that's gonna create goals.
Yeah.
But as I know him, that one he's so stubborn. He can think it's okay. Tinemanj, you can think he's like JZ. You can think good man uzo tata le cup albegela. Gule direction yakho no cabanga. He can change direction anytime, Baba. It's always 5 steps ahead for us, everyone. Team yake maziko le crew yake tactical team good okay. Manje guys, so move I win which direction. But I can be glad if you're Abuya in South Africa.
But then kwenzakalani ngama contract situations then? Kwenzakalani ngama contract if he's ahead of everything every time melekliwe ngama contract he signed the 4-month one. I was saying earlier somebody put it in the thing Gucci. You know, he might be the 10-10 swangale.
Okay, yazi ngicabangani?
Yeah.
Pitso is making money, chief. Like serious.
Yeah.
Wenza imali ngala ma contract wakhe. Angithi ngile agreement esibanayo mina nawe ukuthi okay ndoda situation eso.
Yeah.
Awungithathe ungibeke la. But mangikuthatha ungibeka lana but for the period lena just for the period le ungithatha ungibeke I contract it's a contract lokuthi ungithatha ngubeka la. And emakabheka le contract leyo iyamsebenzela. So it's all about money. Because football it's a short career. Coaching it's also it can be a long career but it's not that long enough. Mina I wish ukuthi angabuya azosincedisa ku squad.
Maro Bruce ubambe kahle lapha.
No, ubambe kahle uBruce. I don't dispute that one. And uBruce ubambe style sabani sakhe uPitso. Mawungabheka ama tactics wakhe.
Yeah.
Nama player la kawadlalisako kulokhwazana ku national team. Ama player even uPitso beka ngawabiza.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ponto.
So
No, qethelela lapho to me.
So angiboni ukuthi kungaba neproblem ukuthi makabuya bamfake ku national team. I think nakhona kungasebenzela because mawungabheka uBruce the way asebenzisa ngakhona. For example, iPirates ayimdlalisa umhopa abamthembi.
Yeah.
Umhopa uSkomoda, I mean the one waseLimpopo uSkomoda. Bamthethe bayanayo CAF and he was doing very well.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mawungabheka the legs of Bolokhwazana. Who's this guy? Usithole. Uyaya.
Yeah.
That boy Pitso he mentioned that boy before Bambiza national team.
Yeah.
So it tells you it's okay. Probably Bruce can communicate with Pitso, not with the coaches from here in South Africa. I am telling you. Thanks, my man.
Okay. Poncho, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good evening, good evening, good evening, Kawake Sharp.
Hi, Ponzo. Tell me about what you think about this situation, yeah, Coach Pitso, and then tell me, oh yeah, guy.
But Okabutsa Pasel Pali, Pitso is coming back to South Africa.
To
That's not a
who?
question.
To who?
Only one,
Amazulu.
only one team can afford to pay Pitso, the biggest team in the world, the biggest brand in South Africa. None question asked. 10 years without trophy, still the cup specialist. You can laugh and see what you want to see.
Yeah.
Cover cup specialists in Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
Undisputed. We can say what you want to say or argue with your friends in the other room.
Yeah.
But you know what? It will be great if Pitso to come back to South Africa. It will be great if Pitso to come back to South Africa because now we'll have competition in our league. Just imagine having a Pirates that is playing the way it's playing, a Sundowns that is playing the way it's playing, and then a Kaizer Chiefs that is revived by Pitso and then playing the style of kind of football that we know Pitso is used to, attacking football and positional football. Just imagine what will it do to our squad, our national team. On the crop of players who left for selection. So these people are saying, I heard you saying Pitso is the dance Malesela of that other side. No, Pitso was offered a contract to carry out a mission, which if he comply, if working or he sees the mission through, maybe there will be something. If not, you won't. But Kaizer Chiefs also was on the hand. They are busy.
But then, how is that different to Dance who gets hired to save a team from relegation? Siema, who gets hired to take a team into top 8, he's got a 4-month contract. Now we get to the end of the contract and it's like, we don't know what to do. You know, I often say that our coaches need to be a lot more serious. Isn't that part of the problem there with Coach Pitso right now, that it's great to take on these projects, but they don't seem like great projects, even contractually.
But I will say this: you are comparing apples and bananas. Pitso is a well-decorated coach. Let's be fair there.
No, I hear you. I'm saying he's in the same situation as Denten. So now, you know, he's signed a 4-month contract. He's in the same situation. Dentens, we see it all the time with him. Same Shandis. He signs the 4-month contract. When it comes time for him to get the new one, he doesn't go anywhere. He can't go anywhere. He promotes a team, gets into first division, gets fired. Can't, what, they bring in another coach. They call him tomorrow, you know, like, it feels that way now in Saudi Arabia for Coach Pitso.
No, but then we let me put it this way: we were not there when the communication happened, and we don't know what was the communication. What if Pitso did say he was offered a new contract, but he refused and said, "Look, I want to go back home." Remember, he's been out of South Africa for what? For how many years, if we can count?
No, I don't know. I'm just going off of what happened.
So what if now he said, I want to go back home, stay, maybe be with family and so forth for a certain time of period, and then you can bring back home, you come and join Kaizer Chiefs, you revive them, you leave them with the structure which you have left in Sundowns. Just imagine if Pitso were to come just for a season or 2 seasons and leave us with a structure that he left at Sundowns. Because Pitso is a man with balls. He's a man who stays by conviction. That man will say, when he arrives at Amakos, he'll be like, look, I want this and this and this. This person and this person can go. Understand? Because he comes with his own technical team. Because what we need at Kaizer Chiefs, we don't just need one man who will say, I'm the coach. We need a person who will come and remove everything. Because we can blame management, but now I'm telling you, the entire technical staff, they need to be overhauled. Put new people who will understand the mission, who will understand the project, who will know that now this is the pace we are moving in. So it wouldn't be wrong for Pitso to come back if he decides to come back. But I'm telling you, Pitso will be the new unveiled coach of Kaizer Chiefs, and you will be given the authority and the power to do what we have to do. So imagine, I know it won't happen in terms of Benny. Benny might not come back, but just imagine if Pitso was to come back, Benny was to come back to South Africa. And then they are all, they hold these roles which are making these teams gel, perform, and so forth. How will our national team perform? Where will our national team go? It will be something great. It will be exciting football. It will be like we are watching the EPL, whereby when you know that when Arsenal is playing Manchester City, it's always spectacle. When Man City is playing Manchester United, they are always spectacles. We used to have that in this country, but now we don't. It's only Sundowns. But if now we can have Pitso, we have Chiefs, we have Pirates, then we have teams like your TS Galaxy, we know they are performing. We have teams like your Polokwane City. We know that even if you watch, you'll have the courage to go to the stadium and watch something that I don't know, man. It's the cream of the cream. So definitely Pitso must come back. We need his wisdom. We need his knowledge. We need his experience in Kaizer Chiefs. We don't need these clown coaches which are doing nothing.
Okay, Potso, I'm gonna come back. Let me go to Tlakanye. Are we being selfish with wanting Coach Pitso to come back to South Africa? I mean, if you look at Benny, for example, him being at Manchester United is probably going to be all the more better for whatever team he takes next. You know, even if he were to come back to South Africa tomorrow, I'm sure there's things he has learned and grown into over there. Shouldn't we be maybe expecting the same from Coach Pitso and saying, you know what, Coach Pitso, go there, man. Learn as much as you can, even more, and then come back.
You know, my brother, with Coach Pitso, I think he's almost 60, like he's 59, and the next thing he'll be 60. It's a bit difficult for our African coaches in Europe. You understand? Yeah. So for me, him coming back, we're not being selfish. I think Coach Pitso, come back home. I'm a coach for life. We're waiting for you. Come and revive the team, make it one of the biggest teams in the country again in terms of footballing wise, because we're a big brand already. And then, just give us that structure. Give him a blank check. Let him sign all the best players, whatever the players that he needs, and revive one of the biggest teams, because we need that team to be up there competing with Sundowns and Pirates. And then in terms of Coach Benny, for me, I think Benny has got a big opportunity. Hence, I also wrote on the comments. Let him stay in Europe. He's got that chance already. He's well known. He's been there in Europe. Top goal scorer, Celta Vigo, Porto, Champions League winner. He came to Blackburn and he showed people in the EPL that an African man can score goals. Actually, a South African can bang in the goals. Remember, he was rivaling Didier Drogba when he came to Blackburn during that season. So Benny, he's got that chance. He's well known. He's like a rule. But Benny has got the best opportunity for him to be one of the coaches. From here, I believe if Manchester, they can fire Erik ten Hag, Benny must just go to one of the championship clubs and get a job from there. I believe he can do that. He's got that opportunity. So for him coming back, for me, no, it's a no. He must just stay. They still got a lot of years ahead of him. It's like Rulani in the next few years, he must leave Sundowns as well. So for Coach Pitso must come back. He's seen enough, got those Gulf teams and Africa. Let him come back, revive Chiefs, take it to the top, take it to Africa, take it to the Club World Cup, and relax from there.
Can I ask you a random question, just to close off from this one?
Yeah.
Let's say you're Coach Rulani right now. You're 37. You have just almost finished the season unbeaten. You have won the AFL. You play in the CAF Champions League a lot. You're going to the Club World Cup. All of that stuff. How should he move in light of what he's seen from Coach Pitso? Well, what do you think should be his progression?
For me, I think his progression from here, he should first of all get a UEFA Pro license.
Okay.
And then, after getting the UEFA Pro license, move to Africa. I think it's either he moves to Ahly or he moves to your Raja, one of the biggest teams in Africa. He needs that. So that he can, I think if he can move over there, and then from there he can then try and work his way into Europe. Or if not, let him conquer Sundowns, take Sundowns to Club World Cup and get a third place, maybe consecutively, maybe for about 2-3 years consecutively, dominating Africa, and then from there he can take it from there and see where does he go from there. Because Rulani's got I've listened to his interviews. He's got football knowledge. He's brilliant.
Okay.
Given also with the material as well. But I think that's how he should do it.
Okay. Let me bring in Mnoza. Mnoza, are we being selfish? I mean, he's only gonna get better if he moves around.
Yes,
Surely. Yeah.
Yeah, too much selfish, bruh. I've been waiting for this time, you know. Serious.
Why are they being selfish?
Look, I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan since 1989. But I don't want him back. In fact, I don't want him to Kaizer Chiefs. He doesn't qualify to coach Kaizer Chiefs or in South Africa.
Oh.
Just to be honest, Coach Pitso is one of the best coaches in the world.
Yeah.
We are selfish when we want him back here. We need to think for ourselves and for him also.
Yeah.
In fact, in Saudi Arabia, he has done very well.
Okay.
Even in APA, in that team, the one that lost 1 yesterday.
Yeah.
Had he won yesterday, Pitso was gonna be one of the best coaches in that country. You know that. Yes. It was just misfortunate for him not to win yesterday. So he has done very well even in that country. If Babengam Tatanga for the last few games that team guy lose or it is a say relegate even yesterday. If Coach Pitso wasn't there.
Okay.
So the fact that his team was relegated yesterday doesn't mean he's a bad coach. He's not. He's a good coach, not in South Africa, not in Saudi Arabia, but in the world.
Yeah.
I don't want him back. Coach Pitso has proven himself so well in South Africa from many teams, in many teams, in many big teams in South Africa. You know the teams I'm talking about.
Yeah.
For us to say, coach Rulani, we cannot compare Rulani with Pitso. Rulani has excelled with Sundowns. And we know Sundowns is not afraid to go into the pocket to buy big players.
Yeah.
From overseas, from Africa, from South Africa, you see. So we cannot compare Coach Pitso with Rulani.
So, as Rulani, 37-year-old coach, we've listed everything that he's done. How should he go about career yake? Maya Pambili, like when he leaves Sundowns, what do you think should be the steps now that Sibonile
he must take another contract from South Africa, sir. He must accept the contract from Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, SuperSport, and any other big team, even the team like Galaxy.
Oh,
that team, TS Galaxy is doing well. I've just heard today that it's going to play.
TS Galaxy.
No. Look, not TS Galaxy. I'm saying TS Galaxy, Kaizer Chiefs, Pirates, Swallows, all the other well-known teams in South Africa. TS Galaxy, look, bruh. TS Galaxy is gonna be one of the big teams in South Africa because now I've just heard today that TS Galaxy is gonna be playing with a team from Germany. Those are the good things that the teams, the clubs from South Africa should be doing. You see, so Rulani, I'm saying he must take another contract in South Africa and do well, because we'll never. In fact, I will never give him the credit we should be going, we should be giving him. Except he must do well in South Africa.
Okay.
He was coaching Paris, he didn't do well. He was coaching Chipa, he didn't do well. Sundowns is a unique club in South Africa. Sundowns is buying big players, well-known players, good players, quality players.
For time,
So he
Mwaza,
must
for
go
time.
down and be able to convince those teams to buy quality players, expensive players, big players from all over from the world. You see,
Mwaza,
because except that
for time. I'm gonna have to jump in there for time.
No
Let me
problem.
bring in Poncho. Poncho, you look at Rulani. What does he do with his progression of his career? If you're Rulani and you see Coach Pitso's pathways and what he's done, do you follow them? Do you charge your? What would you do if you're Rulani?
Let me clarify one matter about Rulani.
Yeah.
Rulani has not yet dominated Africa. Let's be fair. He dominated South Africa and won that league, which were only few were selected.
Okay.
Which was, I can say, it's a gamble. Has he won the CAF, if I may ask, the Champions League?
No.
He hasn't won the CAF. Has he won the Confederation Cup?
No.
Has he played in the Club World Cup?
No.
So now when you say Rulani, yes, he's decorated in South Africa.
Yeah.
But Africa is not really that decorated. Because if you say you are decorated, Pitso left Sundowns being a decorated coach in Africa as well because he won the CAF with what? With Sundowns.
Yeah.
Rulani failed to emulate that. So for me personally, I don't want to get in an argument with Sundowns. For me personally, Rulani, well, he's decorated in South Africa, but can he do that with a small team that doesn't have the pocket of Sundowns? If he can do that, then I'll respect him. But for now,
should that be the question? Because let's say, and I'm looking forward, right? Let's say Rulani doesn't get any of those things, but maybe he does one at the Club World Cup and all of that. Should he be doing the type of thing that Coach Pitso did when he was decorated and decided to go to Ahly? And while that was a big deal for us Africans, a huge deal, it doesn't seem like it moved the needle forward for him in the world. So should a Coach Rulani, who is one of the budding coaches in our country, should he also go that route and say, okay, I'm going to try dominate with Sundowns, and let's say he eventually wins the Champions League. Should he go to an Ahly, or should he be looking, okay, let me go to League 2 in France, and start there instead of trying to go to Ahly, for example?
First, I think first we must look at what is being offered because it's contractual. But always, my advice, I'll say, go to where you know that you're gonna have an impact. Rather for you going to, in case Lille Osis in Ligue 1 in France, where you know that you might not even win a single trophy, I rather go to Raja Casablanca where I know I can win another CAF. Go to Al Ahly, what Pitso did. Go to Al Ahly where I know that I can win another CAF. Go to those teams, man. I cannot count them. But TP Mazembe, teams that I know that they have the potential to can win me CAFs, the potential to can win me leagues in those countries. Like, take projects that you know that you can be able to fulfill. Look at Pitso now. He took a project. They said no, just take us out of relegation. He failed. You see, that is something that it will be part of his CV, regardless of that we're given a project to fail. That is part of his CV. Even if we can say what we want to write it off, he's decorated, yes, but there's a project that he failed upon with his decorations, with his beauty. Now, what is on his plate working? He was given a project to take Abba out of relegation. He failed. That's a failure. You see. So for Rulani, as much as people are saying Rulani, yes, Rulani is decorated, I don't unlike, in South Africa.
Yeah.
CAF wise, no. He isn't. The day he will lift the Champions League, the Confederation Cup, then I will speak about him in Africa. I can comment on that. But for now, no, as much as we say, but yes, he's good in South Africa. He has dominated us for 7 years. For 10 years, we didn't get a trophy, but we still remain cup specialist. Amakos now. So for now, he's decorated in South Africa. He must ensure that he achieves that African status, and then we'll be okay. You see?
No. Ocho, thank you so much. Guys, I see the people are requesting. Thank you for the 19,000 likes, guys. Kupari gift. Here's my thinking. It's clear that all of the decorations didn't get Coach Pitso to where he wanted to be. We all know that Coach Pitso wanted to coach in Europe, and I think that him taking the Ahly job was maybe him trying to signal to the world that no, I'm going to go to one of the biggest jobs in the world, but it doesn't matter to Europe. So the reason why I'm asking about Rulani is, here's Coach Rulani, he's 37. Does it serve Coach Rulani in the next few years when he wants to leave Sundowns or offers are on the table? Does it serve him going to Raja Casablanca, going to Ahly, going to all those places? Or does he go into the wilderness of Europe? Does he go into the 16th team in the championship if he can? Does he go into the 5th best team in League 2 in France and get his name there? How does that serve him? Because for me, for all of Coach Pitso's accolades, there hasn't been much that has opened up that way, and he said it himself. So I feel for Coach Pitso because I don't think that there is a better coach in SA. I don't think there's been that many better coaches in Africa than Coach Pitso. And the fact that he has to go and scrounge for these jobs in Saudi Arabia. I mean, I know Coach Pitso to be a very proud coach, a very proud man. I don't know about these projects. I don't know if it's projects because it's what he wants to do, or if it's projects because isimo. I understand him if he took a mid-table Saudi Arabian team and his whole job was to try and get them to the top. I get it, maybe. But from the moment he took that first division job, alarm bells started ringing. I know you guys were here. Some of you were here when that announcement was made, the initial announcement for Ahly. And I was like, Coach Pitso, don't go to a first division. Don't give up a year in the first division. Komvela, at that side. Now, if it comes to Kaizer Chiefs, I don't know if it's a straight and narrow type of change at Kaizer Chiefs. I think Kaizer Chiefs management would have to take a long, hard look at themselves before Coach Pitso could ever walk into that place. The reason why Kaizer Chiefs doesn't hire a person like Coach Pitso is very simple. When you hire Kevin Johnson, I can point to him and say, Kevin Johnson is not good enough. What were we expecting? When you hire Atazwani, Atazwani has his first job. He's not ready yet. We're not expecting too much. But the moment you bring in a Pitso, and us as fans can look at you as management and say, oh no, we know Pitso's amazing. Now they're under pressure. Hiring Pitso puts management under more pressure, arguably, than Pitso has. Because Pitso will look at management and say, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. These are the things that I want. If you don't give them to me, I can't build the thing. And everybody who's watching understands that I am not the problem here now. I'm too big of a coach to be the problem here. So whether he's coming to Chiefs, if he does come to Chiefs, I'll be happy that he's there. I will hope that whatever they've spoken about contractually and all of that stuff, I'm hoping that they would have all of that down to say, I am in control of 1, 2, and 3. I have powers 1, 2, and 3, 4. You will back me 1, 2, and 3, 4. I hope. You see, that's the part. With these 4-month contracts and the type of contracts and the things that were happening that side, I worry whether those things are in place or will be in place when it comes to Chiefs. When you hear the testimonies in that case that's happening, where they say there were clauses that they wanted that weren't in the contract, but he signed it anyway. I worry what happens, Coach Chiefs. But Coach Jingles is a coach that we love. Coach Jingles, I want him to do the best. I am just a little bit sad. That it's not working out the way it's meant to work out for him. I'm really sad that Coach Pitso isn't the first one to break into a top 5 league, you know, and really coach at that level, because that would be the connection that Coach Rulani, Coach Bangman, they need, right? I think Coach Pitso was a very unique South African coach in that, or he is a unique South African coach in that he had ambitions greater than the PSL. A lot of our coaches, a coach that I love, for example, Gavin, who is an incredible coach, he's been coaching for 30 years. Not once has he stepped outside the country. Not once has he gone for a bigger challenge. Not once has he felt the need to be uncomfortable. So, Coach Pitso was a rare breed. And I think he's the direct connection. I see somebody's asking about Benny. Can I be honest? I don't think Coach Benny is of South Africa like that. Let me put it like this, of Africa. I don't think Europeans view Benny McCarthy as African. So Benny McCarthy doing well in Europe is due to him, according to them, is due to him playing so well in Europe and having those people to back him, Jose. So I don't know if Coach Benny being successful in Europe will open the door for other African coaches. I think Coach Pitso, being pure coach, goes that side. If he were to go that side and make a dent, I think that's when the link will be made. So the reasons are different there. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will be back tomorrow. I am fighting very hard right now. I'm a little bit sick, but I will be back here tomorrow. If you have not followed, please follow. The show is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. Fridays at 12:30 in the afternoon. And then we also do watch-alongs. It's going to be a lot more quiet over the next few weeks, over the next few months, since it is international break. But it is off-season. But we are going to watch the final together on Saturday. So you'll catch me here for the watch-along. If you want to be part of our WhatsApp group, we have a very amazing WhatsApp group. An incredibly amazing WhatsApp group where we have these conversations and more, in more depth, with pictures, with banter, voice notes, 34 minutes. Hey, we go back and forth there. It's an incredible place to learn. I'm not the smartest person. I learn from people. So if you want to join that, head on over to YouTube, click on subscribe, click on join, and in the members area, you'll get access to the WhatsApp group. There'll be a link there, and you can join, and we can have conversations. Incredible people there. Bo Malume Kutso are there, Bo Agent are there, Bo PK are there, Bo Lindo Pep are there. There's a lot of us there that we have some incredible conversations about this football that we love. Please support, guys. I put out content almost every day. So do me the favor of going to go watch all of those things. It's on YouTube. The Overthinking Football Show on YouTube is the channel. Thank you to those that commented, those that jumped into the panels. Thank you to Sillo, MKADL, Ausintabi, Malume Kutso, Blue Cheese Lebza for joining me. Thank you to those that watched on YouTube. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Bye, guys.